Welcome to another Algorand update. Like always, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts and if you want access to our Discord server where we try posting multiple updates a day. And yeah, if you want access to this and if you want access to the Q&A server where you can ask us pretty much anything, then check out the memberships. And also, this altcoin was suggested by one of our gold members. So if you want us to cover a specific altcoin for you, make sure to check out the gold memberships. And I hope you enjoyed this video. So I have already made a video about this coin and people did not really like it because I was not really bullish on it, because in this cycle, in the bear market, we formed a new low, a new all-time low, and that was not good in my opinion. Now, of course, you could take this as some kind of ABC structure, and I will take it as an ABC structure, but just because we don't have anything else. And yeah, I mean, maybe we will form 5 waves up. We'll see what happens in this cycle. If we want to actually be, well, if we want to stay bullish in this cycle, we need to break above the previous all-time high right here, which is at about $2.80. Do I believe that's possible? Well, maybe. I mean, if Bitcoin gets to like 200k, 255k by the end of the cycle, which I believe is very likely to happen. And also, before you comment saying that it's not possible for that to happen, well, keep in mind, people were saying the same thing when Bitcoin was at like 45k, and I was saying that it will go to like 100k by the end of 2024. They were calling me crazy, and what do you know, it got to like 108k, so I believe 255k is possible, and if that happens, then maybe Algorand will actually manage to recover. Now keep in mind, I'm still bearish on this coin, just because it formed a new all-time low right here, but if it can recover in this cycle and form a 5-wave move to the upside, then things could get very, very bullish. Now, I want to talk about the short term first. I want to talk about the 4-hour chart, because I know this is what you are here for. So after getting this low right here, which was the second wave move down of a large 1-2 setup, which is this 1-2 setup right here, after we got below the 0.786 support level, which I did not like, we somehow managed to go from like 10 cents to about 60 cents, which is a 6x, and we formed a first wave move to the upside. Right now we are working on the second wave move down, and it could be in. This is an ABC structure, I mean, no matter how you count it, so the low could be in, but if we get to the 50% extension, do not be surprised, because Algorand went up like 6x, and also it's still in a downtrend right now, and if we want to confirm that the low is in, we need to get 5 waves up. We already have a 1-2 setup on the chart, which is good. But this does not confirm anything until we get to about 50 cents. Once we get to 50 cents, which is the 200% extension of this 1-2 setup right here, that will complete the third wave. Then we will need a 4th wave move down and a 5th wave move up. And these 5 waves will be able to confirm that the second wave move down is in, and that the third wave to the upside has actually started. Well, I'm talking about the third wave of the third wave. The main third wave has obviously already started, and the minimum target for the main third wave is the 200% extension of this 1-2 setup that we started after the new all-time low right here. And that is at $1.24. So that's the minimum target. It could, however, overextend to the 2.272 extension and maybe even the 2.618 extension, but we'll have to wait and see what happens with this. I'm expecting this to top by May of 2025, because that's what happens in every cycle, and because summers are usually very boring in crypto, and the next summer would be a good time to get a 4th wave move down, and then after that we should still get a 5th wave by the end of next year, let's say by the end of September, maybe October, maybe November of 2025. And these 5 waves will complete a first wave move to the upside. Now, what's that first wave? Well, it will be a first wave of a very large 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setup, and obviously I cannot tell you if that will happen or not. We'll have to wait and see if we actually manage to form these 5 waves. If we do, like I said, it will form a big first wave move, which means that the next bear market will be an ABC down, which could be very, very deep. And then after that, the next bull market could be a third wave, which could be extremely bullish. But keep in mind, I'm not expecting that to happen until we get 5 waves up. So we'll have to see if Algorand manages to recover. And I also want to look at the RSI. The RSI has cooled off on the weekly, which is very good because it was extremely overbought. It was at about 84, which is not great because the last time the RSI was at like 84 was up here when the price was at like $1.80. So the fact that we got to the overbought territory on the RSI and the price only went to like 60 cents, which is 3 times less than what it was up here, it was a bit concerning, but now that we have cooled off, maybe Algorand has a chance to recover. We'll see if we actually manage to stay above the moving average on the weekly. If we don't, then we might get a bigger correction. And if we get a bigger correction, I don't really want to see the price drop below 22 cents. But it could drop to the 0.618 extension, which is at 18 cents, and maybe even the 0.786 level, but you know, this is a bearish scenario, so I'm not gonna talk about that. So far, Algorand is respecting support levels, so I have no reason to believe that it will fail right now. Also, if you look at the monthly RSI, it's not overbought, which is actually very good, because if we want to form these 5 waves up, we cannot afford to be overbought on the monthly already, and we are not, which is good, which means that we could go overbought in the bull market, which I'm expecting to start very soon. Well, I'm talking about the altcoin season. The bull market has already started for Bitcoin, but altcoins have not had their moment yet. And of course, you could call this some kind of altcoin season, but I'm not gonna take it as one because that move only happened because Bitcoin dominance went down. And of course, whenever Bitcoin dominance goes down, that's an altcoin season. However, when Algorand went up like 6x, Bitcoin dominance only dropped like 6%, so imagine what happens when Bitcoin dominance drops to like 40% from like 59% where it's at right now. It's gonna be insane, and I'm expecting that to happen very soon, because it happened every single cycle, and it happened at the exact same time of the cycle, exactly after getting rejected by the 0.618 extension of the previous cycle high. So yeah, it's happening again, and it's gonna happen very soon. It's gonna go down in January, in my opinion, and it's gonna continue going down until the end of next year, and I'm expecting it to hit about 40%, and we'll see what happens after that. And this is important because whenever this goes down, the altcoin market will go up. So if this goes up, then of course the altcoin market will suffer a bit, but even if we hit a new cycle high in December, which was an option for a long time, I did tell you that it's possible to do that because we did the same thing in the previous cycle. We went down in November and then we went up in December and we hit a new cycle high. So this was a fake out. We went below the bull market support band and then we recovered in December and we hit a new cycle high. And look at what happened after that. Exactly when 2021 started, Bitcoin dominance started going down like crazy, and that's when we started the altcoin season. I'm not going to talk too much about this today because I've already talked about it many times, but you also have to know that after the 2016 halving, exactly 230 days after the halving, Bitcoin dominance started dropping. After the 2020 halving, it took 230 days again, just like in the 2016 cycle. It took about 230 days again, just like in the 2016 cycle, for Bitcoin dominance to start dropping and for an altcoin season to start. And right now there have been about, let's see how many days actually, there have been about 240 days since the halving, so I'm expecting Bitcoin dominance to go down just based on the fact that it always happens about 240 days after the halving, minus or plus a couple of more weeks. So yeah, even though I'm not really bullish on Algorand right now, and even though I don't think it's looking too great, even though it went up like 6x, it has potential to recover and it has potential to break all-time highs, but you know, potential does not mean that it's probable. But if you look at the daily RSI, we went down quite a lot. We were extremely overbought. The RSI was at like 87. We're at like 40 something right now, which is good. So we have cooled off and we could start going up right now. And yeah, the 200% extension of the 1-2 setup right here is gonna act as resistance. If we break above this, then the next target is $1.78, and if we break above that, then the next target is the all-time high, which is exactly at the 2618 extension of the 1-2 setup. So it's gonna be very interesting to see what happens with this coin in 2025. And you know, if it surprises us, I mean, I'm not gonna be mad about it. I don't want any altcoins to fail, I'm just judging them based on the technical analysis. And, if the chart does not look good, then I'm gonna say that to you. I'm not gonna lie to you like many people are on this platform. And yeah, that's all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to check out our memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts and if you want access to our Discord server. Like I said, this video was recommended by one of our gold members. So if you want to recommend a video to us, well, an altcoin to us for us to cover, make sure to check out the memberships. And yeah, that's all I have. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.